Happy Friday, everyone, and welcome to another week of Matchup Spotlight. This week, we take a look at our Week 11 marquee matchup, which is the Rat Trappers versus the Smithereens. Excited about this one. As always, this is a non-biased, in-depth, analytical view of one of our premier Week 11 matchups. Can't wait to dive in to this one. As we jump in here for the matchup, I feel like I need to clear the air. This is kind of a peek behind the curtain, if you will. As many of you know, Dave and I have been hosting a fantasy football podcast together for now almost 2 full seasons. And things on camera may seem like they're all chummy, a lot of great chemistry as we debate back and forth about fantasy football. But I gotta let you know, I hate Dave. Can't stand him. Don't like working with him. And I push through for the good of the podcast. But now, as we are facing off against one another, I feel it only my duty to share with you, the audience, how I really can't stand David Miller. So, what's going to happen? I'm going to put a beat down on him, and we're going to take a look at how this is going to square off as we look at a position-by-position overview in our matchup spotlight. So here goes. At quarterback, we've got the battle of the Justins. Justin Fields versus Justin Herbert. Well, this one's pretty cut and dry. Justin Fields plays for the Chicago Bears, and they're terrible. And I know you might be thinking, Kevin, what happens if he decides to put Lamar Jackson in? Well, Lamar plays for the Baltimore Ravens, and there's also a reason that he's found himself on Dave's bench. Why? He's terrible. Bengals are going to win the division, and Baltimore stinks. So, advantage Smithereens. Justin Herbert going to find his groove and probably throw for, about 5 touchdowns on Sunday, so look for a big primetime matchup as he battles with Patrick Mahomes. So advantage Smithereens. Quarterbacks. Running backs. Okay, we just did quarterbacks. Running backs. James Conner versus Christian McCaffrey. Now, on paper, maybe you're thinking, Christian McCaffrey, this is great. But I don't know if you know this or not, but he plays for the 49ers, and he's got Garoppolo on his team, and so that automatically is a disadvantage for him. I mean, Garoppolo might fumble the snap before he ever hands the ball to McCaffrey, so that's just one thing. And then James Conner, he's got the backfield all to himself. Look for him to have about 180 rushing yards and probably 3 TDs. That's just, Monday Night Football, prime time again. My guys come out for prime time, so big game there. All right. The other one we've got Devin Singletary against Pacheco, and so I don't know if you know this or not, but Dave's just trying to play off of last week's success over Singletary. He's kind of doing this thing where he's playing catch up. Right? He's got a guy that he doesn't start. He does well on his bench. He puts him into the lineup. And then what happens when he's in the lineup? He doesn't perform. And so that's what we're going to see here. All those rushing touchdowns that Singletary got last week, look for Josh Allen just to run in himself or throwing TDs this week. He's not going to have the success that he did. And on the Kansas City side, players are dropping on their team like flies, and so look for him to be a big threat in the passing game and the running game. I see big things in Isaiah's future, and so look for him to be a great plug-in this week as Kevin tries to get some points out of his running backs. Wide receivers. Justin Jefferson versus T. Higgins. And I'm a big Bengals fan. I'm a big T. Higgins fan. But come on now. Justin Jefferson, advantage smithereens. Okay? Juju, I don't know what Adam did. I mean, I know that he's tight in Kansas City. But last week, Adam managed to get my wide receiver taken out of the game halfway through with a concussion. Good work, Adam. But we're hoping that Juju is able to practice today and make it on the field. And if he is, look for big things because, again, Kansas City is going to throw the ball, and they're running out of people to throw it to with Hardman going on IR. So look for big things for Juju, and he is matched up against Mike Williams. And so, again, Mike Williams may catch a couple touchdowns, but it's going to even out because I'm going to get those points for Herbert. Justin Fields will get no points, so advantage smithereens. All right. Then we've got Darius Slayton versus Donovan Peoples-Jones. I mean, when you got a name that sounds like you're a wrestler, that's huge advantage already. And I don't know if you've watched Cleveland lately. They're not the best football team, but when they do throw the ball, they only throw it to one guy, and that's Peoples-Jones. And so look for him to have a big game, and I really don't see the Giants doing anything other than running the football. So advantage smithereens. When it comes to tight ends, this pickup of Cole Kmet has been a game changer for the Smithereens, and Dave is trying a ploy that Adam tried last week, which is where Kevin drops a tight end because he's garbage, and then the team that I'm playing against swoops in and tries to play that person against me, thinking that they're going to have a big rebound. It didn't work for Adam. It's not going to work for Dave. There's a reason that I dropped Higbee. It's because he's terrible. Okay? So tight end advantage goes to the Smithereens. Here we go with defense. And we've got the Broncos D going against the Raiders. If you're paying attention at home, the Raiders are a train wreck. And so the Broncos... Man, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to watch and see maybe a 20 spot from my defense. And the 49ers are going against the Cardinals. And the Cardinals have a lot of great players on their team. Look for the 49ers to lay an egg there and probably give up about 32 points in the game. So Dave might actually go negative on the D. He might be better off just benching the 49ers. Actually, that's a recommendation that I have for you, Dave. Just go ahead and bench them and then save yourself the misery of going negative on defense, okay? Kickers, I did myself a favor, and I dropped my Raiders kicker because, you know this, the Raiders are garbage, and they're a train wreck. And so picked up Sly from Washington. They got a really nice matchup against Houston. They've shown that they can score points. This dude just kicked 5 field goals last week, and so look for him to do big things. Nick Folk for New England. We hate New England. I don't really know what else to say there. Okay, nobody likes New England. Okay, their team is a train wreck as well. They've been struggling all season long, and so look for Folk to get very little opportunities to kick. And so there we go. If you're keeping score at home, I always make a prediction, and so this week I'm going to go a little bit more conservative. I'll say Smithereens 132, and the Rat Trappers, let's say 64. All right, so that's 64 to 132 in favor of the Smithereens. That's my prediction. And Dave, I hope you don't make the playoffs. I hope that your team implodes. I hope that next week you have more guys on IR than you do available to start. I'll keep doing the podcast with you for the good of the league and for our faithful viewers at home. But I don't like you. We won't be speaking anytime soon. And I hope you lose. So there it goes. Thank you for joining us this week for another matchup spotlight. Remember, stay well and we will see you all next week.